It began with a discovery that shocked even seasoned investigators. A missing teenage girl, just 15 years old, was found dead inside the front trunk of a Tesla parked at a Hollywood tow yard. Her name was Celeste Rivas, and her death has sparked outrage, heartbreak, and a swirl of disturbing questions about fame, exploitation, and the people trusted with influence. The Tesla was registered to 20-year-old singer David Anthony Burke, who performed simply under the name David. Rising through the music scene, David had cultivated a growing following, his name appearing on playlists and lineups throughout the summer. But behind that promising career was a darker story, one that would come to light only after police made a grim discovery in a vehicle that bore his name. The chain of events began when Celeste, a young girl barely out of childhood, was reported missing. Her family and friends were frantic, pleading for answers and fearing the worst. She had last been seen in the company of David, with whom she had reportedly been in a relationship. The problem: she was far underage, no more than 13, when the connection allegedly began. For those closest to her, alarm bells had been ringing long before her disappearance. What was a teenage girl doing with a man nearly a decade older? And why had this been normalized in any way? The investigation soon led detectives to a home in the Hollywood Hills. The property, though not owned by David, was where he had been living. Under cover of night, LAPD investigators served a search warrant, carrying out potential evidence including a laptop and other personal items. Neighbors recalled the presence of a distinctive Tesla, one that had been parked in different spots along the street. The car, they said, bore a noticeable dent and Texas license plates. It had seemed out of place, yet nothing suggested it concealed something so horrific. What made the case even more unsettling was the apparent openness of David's relationship with Celeste. Accounts suggested the two had matching tattoos, a chilling marker of their bond, despite her being only 13. Community discussions began surfacing about the dangers of grooming, about how young girls, sometimes with little parental oversight, are drawn into relationships with older men under the guise of love, admiration, or stardom. For many, this case was a horrifying reminder that exploitation often hides in plain sight, cloaked by charm and celebrity. But the most disturbing details came with the discovery itself. After being left parked on a street for an extended period of time, David's Tesla was eventually towed. Workers noted a foul smell, first assuming it was garbage or spoiled food. That smell only intensified when the car sat in the tow yard. It was then, upon inspection, that investigators made the gruesome find: the decomposing body of Celeste stuffed into the front trunk, or frunk, of the Tesla Model X. The reality of what had happened was almost too much to comprehend. A child, missing for days, hidden inside a vehicle that anyone passing by could have seen. The fact that the car was registered to David tied him directly to the tragedy. Yet, despite the mountain of suspicion, police were cautious. Officially, they labeled the matter as a death investigation rather than a homicide. Pending the coroner's determination of cause of death, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner faced challenges. Celeste's body was badly decomposed, complicating efforts to establish exactly how she died. Was it foul play, neglect, overdose, or something else? Until that answer came, detectives could not file murder charges. Forensic work began immediately. Investigators seized David's electronic devices, phones, laptops, cloud accounts. They would likely trace his communications with Celeste, review messages, images, and possibly incriminating evidence of their relationship. Subpoenas would soon follow for text records, social media accounts, and any correspondence that might reveal what happened in the days leading up to Celeste's death. The expectation among many was grim. The digital trail could be damning. Meanwhile, David himself was noticeably absent from the spotlight. He began canceling shows and appearances, fueling speculation that he was either cooperating with authorities behind the scenes or actively avoiding them. Fans who once saw him as a rising star now turned against him, horrified by the allegations. Public opinion swiftly shifted, painting him not as a performer with promise, but as a predator who preyed on a vulnerable child. Commentators, community leaders, and even everyday parents weighed in. Many reflected on how society often turns a blind eye when young girls are involved with older men, normalizing what should never be acceptable. In schools, it was not uncommon for teenagers to date men in their 20s, a phenomenon that too often went unchallenged. But when the same pattern emerges in the public eye, tied to fame and status, it becomes glaring and devastating when it ends in tragedy. The story of Celeste Rivas is not just about one girl and one singer. It is about the broader dangers young people face when lured by adults who exploit their admiration and innocence. Matching tattoos, secret relationships, and the allure of concerts and shows all became symbols of manipulation, painting a picture of a teenager who should have been protected but instead was groomed into silence. Neighbors' recollections added another layer of unease. The Tesla had been seen repeatedly, first parked outside the house, then shifting positions on the street, almost as if its owner was trying to avoid attention. Yet the dented car with Texas plates drew notice. What no one could have imagined was that inside the vehicle lay the remains of a missing girl, while life on the street continued as normal. The horror was hidden in plain sight. Police now faced the task of piecing together what happened in the final days of Celeste's life. Was she living with David willingly? Did she die in his presence? Was there an attempt to conceal her death rather than report it? Each of these questions has serious legal implications, and each remains unanswered while forensic teams work through evidence. As the weeks progress, investigators are expected to reveal more, from phone records to autopsy results, to the precise timeline of Celeste's final days. But for now, what remains is a haunting portrait of a young life lost and a career in freefall. David Anthony Burke, once seen as a promising figure in music, is now synonymous with suspicion, scandal, and tragedy. In the end, the case of Celeste Rivas forces us to confront uncomfortable truths. It highlights the vulnerabilities of young people, the dangers of unchecked relationships between minors and adults, and the tragic consequences when warnings go unheeded. Behind the glamour of fame and the glow of stage lights can lurk shadows that destroy lives. Until then, the image of that Tesla in the tow yard, the faint but unforgettable smell that led to discovery, and the unbearable grief of a family left behind will remain etched in memory. This is not just a Hollywood tragedy. It is a story of exploitation, of innocence stolen, and of a society that must reckon with the predators hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching this deep dive. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update as we continue to follow this tragic case and others like it.